Wilson was the great Saab rally driver. He just passed away recently. Very sad to see him go. Now, this guy was braver than Dick Tracy. He would do anything in a car. And he told me once the only time he was ever scared in a car was when he got caught in a whiteout. He couldn't see a thing. He always figured if he could see what was going on, he could figure out how to get out of the problem. Steering, brakes, accelerator, whatever it would take. And it got me thinking, an awful lot of vehicles these days, the visibility is really compromised. One of the biggest issues right now is the A-pillar. That's the front windshield pillar on either side of your car. These things have become so thick. The idea, of course, is to protect you in the case of the rollover. You don't want the roof crushing down on you, obviously. But the other 99.9999% of the time you're driving, they block your visibility. You can't see where you're going. We had an issue in Toronto recently. A young child was killed by a driver making a right-hand turn. I don't know if this was the problem, but it wouldn't be too strange to think that maybe he just didn't see the young kid because the visibility was so bad. Now, Brad was in Italy recently driving a Citroen Picasso, a little minivan. It has big, thick A-pillars, but they've also put a little triangular window in the middle of that A-pillar so you can improve your visibility to the corners. I mean, even the Ford Aerostar had that 1,000 years ago. So my point is, sometimes safety features create danger. A lot of people wouldn't buy a vehicle that didn't have rear seat headrests, and in fact, they're now mandatory. But if you're, let's say, in a minivan, you've got 5 or 6 headrests sticking up behind you, and there's nobody in those seats, then they're restricting your view to the back, and that is dangerous. Now, you all know, because you've been watching this show for a while, there's no such thing as a blind spot to the rear sides of your car, because if you crank your side view mirrors out far enough, the blind spots go away. Maybe the blind spot has now become to the front of your car. Some vehicles have big sun visors too that block your view to the right. So what does this mean to you? Well, the next time you're out buying a car, whether it's new or used, think about visibility. Can you see to the corners? Can you see behind you? Can you see all around you? Because if you can't see, then you can't be safe. I'm Jim Kenzie.